The story began in Japan, where our protagonist Yagami was working on his day off in the company. He had work to complete before the deadline, which originally belonged to his colleague Takahashi. Takahashi felt bad about making his senior Yagami work like that because of him. But Yagami was kind, and he responded with it being okay, calling it his duty as the training staff. He told Takahashi it was okay to make mistakes as a newcomer, as long as they don't repeat the same mistakes. Then Takahashi's phone started ringing, and after a few minutes of ringing, Yagami pointed it out to him. The phone rang from Takahashi's girlfriend's birthday, which was also their dating anniversary. Yagami heard and understood the situation, then he told Takahashi to return home, giving him the excuse that there was nothing left for Takahashi to work on. He also reminded him to reflect on his mistakes for now, and it would be faster for him to work alone so Takahashi didn't need to worry about him. Yagami considerately told Takahashi to not leave his girlfriend alone on a day like that. After hearing that, Takahashi's respect for Yagami increased, and he bowed to him to express his gratitude before returning to home. After he left, Yagami finished the work in time and headed out of the office to return. On the outside, he got called out by Takahashi, who came to meet him with his girlfriend. Yagami asked him what happened, and Takahashi said sorry again for making his senior handle his work. Takahashi's girlfriend also apologized to Yagami politely to have more work, and as an apology, she brought some things in a bag. She handed it to Yagami. He didn't mind anything. When he saw the bag, it was a set of salad, miso soup, and some mashed food. He was glad to receive it, and stated that he would eat them after returning home. Takahashi said they should go to a family restaurant as Yagami just got off from work. Yagami was glad, but he declined as he should return home since it was a special day for Takahashi and his girlfriend. They were shy hearing his words, and as their gratitude they at least wanted to see him off to the station. They started walking to the station, and Takahashi's girlfriend mentioned that he used to talk a lot about his senior Yagami, and they started having cozy conversations with each other. Yagami felt like he was interrupting their date and just wanted to go back in a different way. But when he turned, he saw a little kid running carelessly on the road, which was about to be hit by a truck moving in speed. Yagami shouted to warn the boy, and before it gets late, he ran himself to save the kid. Yagami got just in time to push the kid away, but he himself ended up being hit by the truck. And so the next thing he could see was the people gathered around him, Takahashi calling out his name and requesting him to stay conscious until the ambulance arrived. Thanks to Yagami, the child got out with only minor scratches, but now, Yagami was starting to lose his senses slowly. He realized that he was going to die now, and felt it would have been better to send someone off than being sent off like this, and it was painful to see someone being sad about his death. In his final moments, he heard some kind of voice searching for something. He wished he could have lived up to 80 years, and the voice started searching for those who can live for 80 years. He also regrets about learning so much in his job, but it was all for nothing, and wished he could transfer those skills to Takahashi. The voice searched for transferable skill and came to one conclusion. He was confused by that unknown voice, but in the next moment, he found himself being transferred to another world. When he opened his eyes, he saw the forest and sky. He wondered why he wasn't dead, and his skin had also turned blue. But when he saw in front of him, it was a group of goblins which seemed to be scared of him. They told him that he fell from the sky, and Yagami realized that he was now a goblin. He got hit by the truck and died, but soon reincarnated into a different world as a goblin. He found it funny at first, but after a month of living with them, he had now become a part of them. And this time, he learned many things, like goblins were insanely fertile, and female goblins could get pregnant even when they already had a baby in their womb, which was also why the goblins had a lifespan of only 7 days, and goblins were also born with some special skills, and they could even transfer their skills to another goblin at the time of their deaths. His own special skill was human 80 years, which gave him the lifespan of 80 years. Since he had lived for a month, he had already sent off 4 generations of goblins, which led to him having received a total of over 200 skills from those who passed away. But even if he could use his skills freely, upon his death only one of them, human 80 years, could be passed on to the next goblin. One day, he went in the forest randomly walking around, and eating delicious fruits along the way. It was a fact that goblins never sleep, and this was the same for him even if he had a lifespan of 80 years. But the thing that troubled him the most was his extremely active hormones, which led to his sex drive being 3 to 4 times that of a human. He was famous among the goblins, but he didn't see them in that way. Now while walking, he stumbled across the demon lord in a critical state lying under a tree. He still didn't know it was a demon lord, so he just went ahead and tried to cure the injured with his healing skill. He tried for a while, but it didn't work. The Demon Lord asked if he wasn't scared of this Demon Lord, to which his response was being shocked. After taking a closer look, he believed it was possible in this world just like other monsters and demons. Even so, he continued healing. The Demon Lord realized he wasn't just a normal